Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya.
Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya.
Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya.
Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya.
Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Can someone give me this paper there? I made some little notes. So, thank you so much. We are reading today most wonderful verse from the Bhagavad Gita, from the 10th chapter, Opulences of the Supreme, text number 10, which is the third verse of the famous Chatu Shlokis. Yeah, we mentioned this probably a couple of times already. Now you should know that we are reading right now the so-called Chatu Shlokis, or Chatu Shlokis. Chatu means four, and Shloki is the plural of Shloka. Shloka means verse. So these are four essential verses of Bhagavad Gita. It's said they are like the essence, they encapsulate the essence of Bhagavad Gita. So we read already two of them, and the first one was where Krishna says, everything comes from me, I'm God, and those who know this, they worship me with all their heart. And the second one of this was, they enlighten each other about me, they always think about me, and through this they experience lots of pleasure and tushyanti charamanti cha, lots of pleasure and satisfaction. And now comes the third of these Chatushlokis. Let's see what Krishna says here in this one today, in this most important shloka. Tesham satata yuktanam pachatam priti purvakam dadami buddhi yogam tam yena mam upayanti te. To those who are constantly devoted to serving me with love, I give the understanding by which they can come to me. So this is the third. Very simple. Those who are constantly engaged in my service and serve me with love, I give the intelligence through which they can come to me. Okay? Very simple, very easy to understand. So, purport by Srila Prabhupada. In this verse, the word Buddhi Yogam is very significant. We may remember that in the second chapter, the Lord, instructing Arjuna, said that he had spoken to him of many things and that he would instruct him in the way of Buddhi Yoga. Now, Buddhi Yoga is explained. Buddhi Yoga itself is action in Krishna consciousness. That is the highest intelligence. Buddhi means intelligence, and yoga means mystic activities or mystic elevation. When one tries to go back home, back to Godhead, his action is called Buddhi Yoga. In other words, Buddhi Yoga is the process by which one gets out of the entanglement of this material world. The ultimate goal of progress is Krishna. People do not know this. Therefore, the association of devotees and a bona fide spiritual master are important. One should know that the goal is Krishna, and when the goal is assigned, then the path is slowly but progressively traversed, and the ultimate goal is achieved. When a person knows the goal of life, but is addicted to the fruits of activities, he is acting in karma yoga. When he knows that the goal is Krishna, but he takes pleasure in mental speculations to understand Krishna, he is acting in jnana yoga. And when he knows the goal and seeks Krishna completely in Krishna consciousness and devotional service, he is acting in bhakti yoga or buddhi yoga, which is the complete yoga. This complete yoga is the highest perfectional stage of life. A person may have a bona fide spiritual master and may be attached to a spiritual organization, but still, if he is not intelligent enough to make progress, then Krishna from within gives him instructions so that he may ultimately come to him without difficulty. The qualification is that the person always engage himself in Krishna consciousness and with love and devotion render all kinds of services. He should perform some sort of work for Krishna, and that work should be with love. If a devotee is not intelligent enough to make progress on the path of self-realization, but is sincere and devoted to the activities of devotional service, the Lord gives him a chance to make progress and ultimately attain to him. Om Ajnana Timirandasya Jnananjana Salakya Chakshumilitam Yena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha Mukham Karoti Vachalam Pangong Langayate Girim Yat Kripatam Ahang Vande Shri Gurum Dinataranam Shri Chaitanya Manobistam Stapitam Yena Bhutale Swayam Rupa Kadamayam Dadati Swavadantikam Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadada Shri Vasari Gaura Bhakta Vrinda Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare Tesham Satata Yuktanam Bhajatam Priti Purvakam Tadami Buddhi Yogam Tam Yena Mamupayanti Te. To those who are constantly devoted to serving me with love, I give the understanding by which they can come to me. Hare Krishna. What would you say is in this verse the punchline, so to say? Which word, which concept?
Buddhi.
You would say Buddhi?
Intelligent.
Buddhi. Someone else agrees or says something else?
I would say Krishna said, who's steady devoted to me will become the intelligent. So the word steady.
You would say steady.
Yeah.
Okay. Someone else has something to offer? Buddhi, steady, or something else? Hasti Gopal? What would you say?
Serving me with love.
Serving with love, okay. The other two are also, what would you say?
Gives the intelligence.
He gives the intelligence.
Yeah.
And what's your name actually? Santiago, huh?
Santiago.
Santiago.
And ultimately attain him.
Ultimately attain him. Okay, good, yeah. Yes, all what you said is very much true, but in one sense which sticks out the most in this verse, Prabhupada says it right in the beginning of the purport, where it says, in this verse, the word Buddhi Yogam is very significant. Prabhupada said it right in the beginning, right? And in the whole purport, he actually focuses on this word Buddhi Yoga, intelligence, the yoga of intelligence. Yeah? And then other things follow what you said. They are all true. Actually, every word in this verse is very significant, but still Prabhupada takes this one out. So I focus on that too. And I fall, because the Bhagavad Gita speaks a couple of times about Buddhi Yoga. And where is it? In which chapter? Prabhupada actually said it in the purport, if someone remembers. Which chapter of Bhagavad Gita? Prabhupada mentioned it also. Right in the second sentence of the purport. He says, we may remember that in the second chapter, the Lord, instructing Arjuna, said that he had spoken to him of many things and that he would instruct him in the way of Buddhi Yoga. So, second chapter is the chapter where Buddhi Yoga is explained. So I looked into this, and these are actually, maybe we could find more, but more or less 7 verses where Buddhi or Buddhi Yoga are directly explained. And I just wanted to mention these verses because some of them are very famous verses. Yeah. So the first one is 241, where it said, Vya vyas atmika buddhir ekeha kurunandana bahushaka hyanantascha buddhoyo vyavyasainam. This is a very famous and relevant verse, where it said that those who are determined on this path of bhakti, their intelligence is ekeha. And what does it mean? What does eka mean? Someone might know what means eka. Eka means one. So ekeha means like one-pointed. The intelligence of those who are determined on this path are like fixed, instructed in knowledge. They know what they want. And Prabhupada speaks also about this in the purport. If your goal is clear, very nicely defined, if your goal is very nicely defined in life, the path will be revealed, Prabhupada said in this purport. And this is very interesting that, because now not so much anymore, but some time ago I was looking online, especially on YouTube, how do other successful YouTubers, teachers, instructors communicate their message and what do they speak about. And many of them are like motivational speakers or life organizers. They give tips for life or tips for managers. And one thing which stuck out especially often was to have a goal. To have a goal and goal setting. It's called goal setting. And that those who are successful in life, they have a goal. And those who are very successful in life have a very clearly defined goal. They know exactly what they want. And they mold their whole life according to this goal. And what does not lead to the goal, they don't do. Right? And what they don't need, what is a hindrance in reaching this goal, they don't do. And the more convinced and strict they are in this little principle, the more successful they are. And this is exactly what we should do. It's not what we do, but we should do. And Prabhupada says this very exactly here. Yeah? The more clear our goal is defined in spiritual life, and we have real faith in it also, we are convinced that this goal is attainable and is relevant and that we really want it, the more we will act in the presence in order to reach this goal in the future. Yeah? So we will judge the presence according to this goal. And you understand, is this situation now, this what I can do now, what I do, is this helpful? Is this a step in this direction or not? And this has a lot to do with discipline, with strictness, with determination, right? Because in German it said, der Geist ist willig, aber das Fleisch ist schwach. It's said in German. That means that the mind is willing, it wants, but the flesh, the body, is weak. Meaning some or other we want. But at the same time we are tempted by lower gratification, sense gratification, sentimental gratification. What are you doing? Eating now? No, this is not cinema. You got popcorn or something. No, not eating now. Just listening. Not eating during lecture. No problem. Mistakes we do once and then we hear, then we learn, and it's okay. We made many stupid mistakes, so no problem. This is normal. Yeah. I saw bhaktas coming in the temple room with the toilet shoes. La la la. Oh no, no. Things like this. They don't know. How should they know? Right? How should they know? Now we think, no, it's terrible. But if you don't know, how should, yeah, so, but then we learn. Okay, so, but this is a very important point, that we should have a very clearly defined goal. And we should have like long-term goals, mid-term goals, and short-term goals. And we should plan a little bit. And the long-term goal should be, I want to be a pure devotee, I want to be in Goloka Vrindavan, I want to be with Krishna. And actually this should, and the more we want that, and the more we have a clear understanding of this, the more our sadhana is very strong. So, and buddhi yoga is very important in order to do that, because buddhi has is intelligence. So when we are really intelligent, and one of the functions of intelligence is discrimination. It can judge, it can decide what is helpful in Krishna consciousness and what's not helpful in Krishna consciousness. And when we are on the platform of intelligence, we can also do according to that. Because very often we know this is not good for Krishna consciousness or not ideal, but we still do it. Isn't it? So that means we should be, and why are we doing it? Because we are not purely on the intelligent platform. We are on the sensual or sentimental platform. So we should be more on the intelligence platform. This is buddhi yoga. When you're purely on the platform of intelligence, that you know what is good and you know what is bad and you act according to it always, that's buddhi yoga. And Prabhupada said this buddhi yoga is not a theoretical thing, because it will manifest itself in activity, because you know what is good and you know what is bad, and you will act according to it. And what is this activity? It's bhakti yoga. It's a devotional activity. And this is why Prabhupada translates always, most of the time, when Krishna says buddhi yoga, Prabhupada translates as devotional service or bhakti yoga. Because bhakti yoga is, in one sense, the practical aspect or the natural application of buddhi yoga. Because when you're intelligent, you understand, I'm not the body, I'm the soul, and the soul is a servant of Krishna, and this, a servant of Krishna means he chants Hare Krishna, and he does in bhakti. So it comes out the same. So this verse 41 says exactly this. Vyavyasa yatmika buddhya. Yeah. So then we have verse 44. Bhogaishvaya prasaktanam tayaparita chetasam vyavyasa yatmika buddhi samado navidiyate. So in this verse it's a negative, it's explained. Because in verse 41 it said, I forgot to mention, if your intelligence or your determination your intelligence is one-pointed, like one, you will be very effective. And Bahu Shaka, Bahu means like many, and Shaka means branches, like a tree which has many branches. We have outside many trees, they have many branches. Often the trees you have like one stem, they're very high, but the many branches, they are often not so high, and many, many branches. So when your intelligence is one-pointed, and it's very narrow, I only want Krishna. I only want Krishna. You make quick advancement because you do nothing else. But if your intelligence, I want Krishna and I want also this car and this sense gratification, this, it's called many branch. You want many things. You will not reach Krishna very quick. Logic. And this is said in this verse. You should be one-pointed. You should kick all others out. You will be very fast. And in verse 44 it said that those whose intelligence is many-branched, they will never reach samadhi. Samado navidiyate. Samadhi means like a complete absorption in Krishna. Will never manifest. Especially if they are bhogaishvaya prasaktanam. Prasaktanam means like very attached. I really want this. And what? Bhoga and aishvarya. Bhoga, sense gratification, enjoyment. Good looking, to be good looking. Looking always in the mirror, be beautiful. Beautiful dress, beautiful, take care of the body, have a nice house with a big garden. Every month, 10, 20, 40,000 euros on your bank account because of whatever, you have some income. Big car, many friends who you can invite in your house. You like a beautiful wife, nice beautiful children, a housemaid, a butler who opens your door. Yeah. Bhoga, nice food, nice health also, nice bhoga. Oh, that would be so nice. And aishvarya, riches, money, opulence. But it goes together. And if you're very attached to this, and you are maybe in such a situation, for us it's anyway no problem. If you say, Maya, isn't it? Do we say, this is Maya? Because we don't have it. This is called sour grape philosophy. You know the sour grape philosopher? Who is the sour grape philosopher? There was once it was a fox. And the fox was running around in the woods and in the fields. And it comes to a grapevine. Nice grapes. Fresh, nice, ripe grapes, like in this end of the summer when they're really nice and big and juicy. And he said, oh, I don't know if foxes eat grapes, but the story goes like that. Sorry. And he says, oh, look at these grapes, a whole field full of grapes. And they're a little high. And he jumps up and he doesn't reach. He says, but I have to reach. He jumps up, he doesn't reach. And he jumps up, he doesn't reach. And he says, they're probably anyway sour. I don't need them anyway. So this is called sour grape philosophy. Sour grape philosopher. Like for us, house, car, beautiful wife, money. It's anyway sour. Because we cannot have it. But what if you could have it? You grab it. If someone says, or you get inheritance. You have an aunt you did not know about, somewhere in New Zealand or somewhere far away, and she died, and she was super rich, and suddenly comes a letter, some notar comes or some, from official person brings you a letter and says, oh my dear such and such, my dear Bhakta Christoph, my very renounced Bhakta Christoph Bhakti Yogi, who needs nothing, who is completely renounced, only interested in Krishna. Here's a letter. Your aunt you didn't know about, far off relative, she died, and you are the only inheritor. You get everything. 25 million euros plus a mansion in the middle of Berlin. A huge thing. It's all for you. You still say, it's not tasty. Sour grapes, it's not interesting. I don't want this. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna. Give it to someone else. Give it to my sister. No problem. Hare Krishna, fully absorbed in Krishna. I don't know. I don't know what I would do. Of course, I use it for Krishna. I make a big temple in the middle of Berlin, and the money of course. Yeah, we should be very careful. But are we like unattached? Yeah, if you can use it for Krishna, that's okay. But would we enjoy it? It's interesting. We say only Krishna, heavenly planets, Brahmajyoti, nothing. Why? Because we read this by Prabhupada, and Prabhupada's conviction is colors off, and we think like that. But if the situation would come, would we really say, I don't know, of course not, I only like Krishna? Or are we still contaminated, attracted? It's interesting, no? What is reality and what is ideal? The ideal and real, right? So, yeah. And then, what is the last snare? What is the last snare on the path to Krishna? What is it? Prabhupada often mentioned. What is it? Who remembers? What's the last snare? The last trap?
To become Krishna.
Yeah, to become Krishna, to go into Brahmajyoti, impersonal liberation. This is the best of the best besides Krishna. And every devotee says, Brahmajyoti? Brahmajyoti. Who likes Brahmajyoti? It's boring. Nothing going on there. Boring. Huh? But if you're still attracted to a medium-looking girl on the street, how would you be attracted to Brahmajyoti? You know what I mean? We're still attracted to so many things which are not Krishna. What about heavenly planets? Heavenly planets, I listen to all the stories about Indra, it's ridiculous. If we would get the offering, come to heavenly planets. 1 week, holidays, heavenly planets. No, sorry, I go on book distribution. Probably only book distributors could stop temptation. Yeah. So actually we are very weak. And we need Krishna. So much. Now Krishna protects us of all that, because he knows we are weak and puts us in this situation, far off everything, and here we are protected. We need protection. And we should use the situation of protection to develop the higher taste, where we could really say then, all this is Maya. Like Prabhupada, for him, he got all that because he was pure and he could handle it, all this opulence. Prabhupada was, as far as we can say, I'm not Prabhupada, I cannot mind read Prabhupada, but as all as I know from his life and what I read and from philosophy, Prabhupada was not attracted to anything besides devotional service. Zero. There was not a tinge of, this is for me. All these bhaktas are for me. All this money is for me. All this opulence, this glorification is for me. They sing, Jai Prabhupada, you're the best. And he thinks, yeah, they are right, a little bit. Zero. Isn't it amazing how pure? So in that sense, we need protection with the mercy of Prabhupada to also become pure. So in this verse 44, it's exactly said like that. Those who are attached to Bhoga and Aishwarya, Samadhi or Krishna consciousness will not take place. Cannot. Okay, then verse 49. Durena, that said, throw away all the terrible activities, sinful, abominable activities, and, let me see, 49. I gave once a lecture about this verse in Leipzig, I remember. Yeah. Durena hi avaram karma, buddhiyogam danancham, buddhasharanam anvicha, kripana palahitavaha. Keep all abominable activities far distant by devotional service, and that consciousness surrender to the Lord. Those who want to enjoy the fruits of their work are misers. Kripana palahitavaha. Those who think that they are the reason, the cause for the pala, for the fruit of an activity, they are kripana. So if you think, oh, I can do this and this, I am the cause to get this result, and this is for me, then you are a miser, a kripana. And by buddhi yoga, also in buddhi, by intelligence, you should take shelter. Okay. These are many verses. On every one you can speak hours, so I just cruised through. And then verse 50, shortly it said that if you practice this buddhi yoga, buddhi yukta chahat iha ube sukrita dushkrite tasmad yoga yuchyasva yoga karmasu kaushalam. This is the famous verse where they said that therefore strive for yoga, which is the art of all work. It's a very nice line. Yoga is the art of all work. It's an art of activity. It's an art. It's art. Yeah? And it will destroy your karma, your good and your bad karma. So this is in verse 250, also connected. Then 51, it said, when you follow this buddhi yoga, then you will become free from the fruits of your activities, practically speaking from karma. Janma, bandha, vinya, mukta. You will become free from the bondage to janma, to birth. You will not get born again through buddhi yoga. And you will go into the spiritual world. Padam gachanti anamayam. You enter into the pure reality. Then we have 52. And all these verses, actually, if you read them, maybe some of you have time to look at these verses, they are very, many of the verses of Bhagavad Gita are very, very poetic. Like this art of all work, it's a very nice line. Yoga karmasu kaushalam is a very nice line. And also in this verse 52, we have a very nice concept that when your intelligence has passed out of the dense forest of delusion, you shall become indifferent to all that has been heard and all that is to be heard. Your intelligence has passed through the dense forest of illusion. Like a big forest, you're like a maze. I often give this example of the material world being a maze, a labyrinth, which is impossible to figure out. A forest is something like this. Like of many forests in South America, they are the biggest forests of the world, practically speaking, and they are huge. They are like, not like this, if you run, if you you lose your way here on the little, these are not forests anyways, but bayerischer Wald, these are not real forests. So if you lose your way, it's very easy to come out. You walk 10 minutes, you're on a street, practically speaking, right? All these forests are encircled by some streets. But there in South America, this is like jungle. There's nobody, there are no ways, there's nothing. There might be these man-eaters. Who knows who is there, right? Or the tribes, no? They have their past, but if we lose our way in a forest like this, you're lost. Meaning it's impossible to get out. The material world is like that. So when the wonder happens that we pass out, our intelligence passes out of this illusion, because here more or less it's that this illusion is more internal than external. Because the intelligence passes out, that means we have the whole maze inside ourselves. We are actually caught in our own world, in our own illusion, which are actually all these material desires. And connected to desires are the remembrance of the old experiences where we fulfilled the desires, and also the future desires. And connected with all these, the feelings. So we are all quite messed up in that sense. What's going on there, and how we judge reality and all this. So our intelligence is completely bewildered. So when after yoga, in serious practice of devotional service, we get out of this and suddenly see clearly what's going on and what's happening then whatever has been heard or whatever will be heard is of no interest for you. Nothing triggers you anymore, because the material world itself is overcome, is transcended, and it's not interesting anymore. Then it's really like this. If this letter comes from this aunt, it's really not interesting, because you know why. You're so much absorbed in Krishna and a taste of Krishna consciousness. Your intelligence is out of the illusion. There's no attraction anymore. If there's an offering, come for a holiday trip to Indraloka. I say, no, it's not, you really say, you are respectful, it's not like, so it's nice, but not for me, Hare Krishna. And Brahmachoti also. Brahmachoti for such a devotee is hell. Naraka, it says, no? It's hell. Prabhupada Saraswati Thakur says it's hell. Brahmachoti is hell. It's really hell because there's no Krishna. If you have so much experience with Krishna. So, and verse number 53, the last one, is then this verse, Shuddhi Vipratipanate, where it said, when your intelligence is not anymore bewildered by the flowery language of the Vedas, then you have the supreme consciousness reached. Then the supreme consciousness is reached. And this encapsulates what I spoke on these temptations, because the Vedic scriptures offer you these temptations in the flowery words of the Vedas. Oh, it's so nice in Indraloka, it's so nice in the Brahmachoti, it's so sense gratification is so nice, wonderful, do it, yes, and here's the way how to do it. The flowery words of the Vedas. And no, it's not interesting anymore. This is the test. This is then the test, so to say. So with this ends this couple of verses about buddhi. So buddhi means intelligence. Our intelligence should be very strong. We should, the practical point we take from this purport of Prabhupada, of course there are many things, but one is our goal should be clearly defined. And our goal should be Krishna Loka, Goloka, Vrindavan. And we define this goal when we hear a lot about Krishna, purify our mind and consciousness by hearing a lot about Goloka, Vrindavan. How it looks, what's going on, what is Krishna doing there, how does Krishna look, whatever is going on there. And we can always hear about this in Prabhupada's books, and especially in Krishna book, and in the books of the Acharyas. So many details are there, and we should be very absorbed in that. And the more we hear that, the more our urge, our longing to be there increases, and then we will also design our life in the presence according to this goal. Yeah? But for this we have to have a clearly defined goal. Our goal should be clearly defined. We should really, really know what is the best, what is Krishna. Then we will act accordingly in the presence, according to really reach that with intelligence. Okay. Hare Krishna. Thank you so much for your attention. Any questions? Yes, then let's wait for our letters. Maybe we get a letter from the Finanzamt. Sie müssen Steuern zurückzahlen.
It's more possible.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Prabhupada, Prabhupada, Jai Jai Prabhupada, Jai Prabhupada, Jai Prabhupada. Srila Prabhupada ki Jai Gaur Premanandi.
Ananda Krishna Prabhu ki.
Srila Prabhupada ki. Oh, I forgot. For my YouTube channel. Please subscribe to my channel, like the video, and support my channel with a donation. Hare Krishna.
Haribol!